So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a honey baked ham interview. And the guy tells me, and a woman that I live with here in Sober Living, that they need a few people for seasonal work. He tells us, basically we have the job to come back the next following Monday. So we come back home and we're thinking, okay, seasonal. Well, at least that's a season, right? And no, as it turns out, we were wrong about that. Because to this man and in this honey baked ham, seasonal meant a week. Well, let me rephrase that. It meant 4 days. 4 days of work. Okay? And after working a couple days in this honey baked ham, I am reminded that people such as myself, targeted individuals, we have no business working in normal 9-to-5 settings like that. And I mean none whatsoever. You see, from the moment I walked in the door until the moment that I left, they tried so hard to mess with me. And I mean so hard. They would explain how to do something, and then 10 minutes later, they would explain it the opposite way than what they had previously showed me. They make it incredibly difficult. Here's another thing that they did. Around lunchtime, there were people getting sandwiches and going to sit down and take a break. And a girl came up to me and was like, "What kind of sandwich do you want?" And I said ham. And she was like, "Okay." And about 2 hours passed, and, I never took a break. I was never offered a break. I was never offered a sandwich. And then a customer comes in, and I'm taking care of him, and he looks at me and he says, "Have you ate a ham sandwich?" True story. And I was like, no, I've not eaten a ham sandwich. And so we get done working for the day, and it's time to leave. And the 3 girls that came in with me, there was 4 of us, the other 3 girls, they left with their sandwiches that day. And I went up to the girl who asked me previously, hours and hours ago, what kind of sandwich did I want? And I said, "Do I get a sandwich too?" And she was like, "Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, I'll get in trouble." They really do weird things like that the entire time, because the point is to make you quit or to make you flip out and act crazy in public and, that whole shtick. Yeah. So, in other words, I am thanking you again, TikTok. I'm thanking you again, and YouTube, for your donations, for your love, for your time, for your energy. It just really means the world to me, because at least for a little time, I'm going to be okay. I'm actually able to pay rent and keep a roof over my head, and I don't have to put myself in crazy situations and places for people to purposefully mess with me, for people to purposefully make me feel less than. It's sad, but it's true. Much love.